But we're going to start with this quite explosive story involved at Crystal Palace between the former Crystal Palace teammates Wilf Zaha and Jean-Philippe Mateta. There they are. Dan, I'll come to you in a second, but I want our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solhekol, who's joined us, just to explain what the backstory is here.
I mean, this is a bit of a strange story because Jean-Philippe Mateta is a very humble player. He's very mild-mannered. He's very friendly. He's not the kind of person you would expect to get embroiled in a social media feud with anybody, least of all a former Crystal Palace teammate. But basically what happened is that Jean-Philippe Mateta is 28, and about 10 days ago he was called up to the France squad for the very first time. And the day before France played Azerbaijan last Friday in Paris, he gave an interview to L'Equipe, the #1 sports newspaper in France. And in that interview, he said, I recall 4 years ago when I first joined Crystal Palace, I was talking to the Palace players in the dressing room, including Wilf Zaha, and they were laughing at me when I said to them that one day I want to play for France. It's my dream to play for France. So that is the interview that he gave, and that obviously has led to some issues with Wilf Zaha, because Mateta then went on to come on as a substitute against Azerbaijan. He made his full debut when he started against Iceland and he scored. And then I think what's happened is Wilf Zaha has been sort of bombarded by messages on social media saying, Mateta's shown you there, hasn't he? You're eating your words because you were laughing at him 4 years ago. Now, not only is he playing for France, but he's also scoring for France. But I think it's a little bit of a storm in a teacup. I don't think Jean-Philippe Mateta meant any disrespect. He's got a lot of respect for Wilf Zaha. If you actually look at what he said, I don't think it was that controversial. He just said, you know, Palace players laughed at me and look at me now about to play for France. But I think it's been whipped up by social media, and then Wilf Zaha has made this sort of quite extraordinary video where he's filmed himself saying that he believes these comments are nasty and disgusting, and they back up his view that in football you shouldn't trust anyone, you shouldn't speak to other footballers, you should keep yourself to yourself. So I think it's a sort of very 2025 story, because I'm sure if you got the two of them in a room, it could be sorted out in 10 seconds.
I like that. Very 2025. Good way of putting it. But this is it. This is the video response from Zaha.
No, I'm sorry, because my head's on fire. I've got to clear up this Mateta situation because he doesn't want to. I spoke to him. He doesn't want to. He's okay with it. And this just shows me that, see, the times when I was playing at Crystal Palace and all these people were watching me, it's clear that they weren't happy for me because I never made anyone feel like I never, like, everyone knows me like that. The only time on the pitch is when I'm passionate and all that stuff, but I'd never bully someone or say someone won't make it here or won't make it at all or nothing like that. So it's like, it's disgusting when I see someone that I thought was a friend do that. Like, the conversation that was had was his chances of playing for France way back when he wasn't playing for Palace, and there was 10 players that he had this conversation with. And as friends, we laughed it off, but we were joking around that it's going to be difficult, especially with Benzema, all these different players playing in those positions. But we never ever once said you're never going to make it. So wouldn't you be shocked, and especially with football banter, when you're mates, wouldn't you be shocked if this person asked this to 10 people? I swear to you, 10 Crystal Palace players were there when this conversation was had. Wouldn't you be shocked that this person has made out like there's some sort of hate from me? Why would he say my name when there was 10 people? Or is it because with Zaha is the biggest name? I do not understand. It's disgusting. I've never hated on anyone. So now I'm getting messages, oh, you're not laughing now at Mateta. I couldn't care less. Well done to him. I even congratulate him publicly on his Instagram, on his posts. So to hear that story come out, it's like, what? Did you dislike me the whole time for you to come out with this, your come-up story? I'm going to use Zaha as my come-up story. Like, it's nasty, man. It is nasty. Like, this is why I don't have football friends. This is why I keep myself to myself, because how's he going to do that?
Wow, this is why I keep myself to myself. Dan, welcome. Nice, easy one to start with. I mean, have you seen anything like this before?
Probably not to this extent, no. There's probably been stories in the past about players and banter that's gone too far in dressing rooms. But I think this is what could happen in a dressing room, what has happened in a dressing room where Mateta's come over. It's probably not the first week he was in the building, by the way. This is probably a few months down the line, maybe a year down the line. It's probably a by-and-by convo in the dressing room. And, I think Wilf Zaha's took it a little bit too personal, to be honest. I probably agree. I think he's getting bombarded on social media and he's probably looked at it and had enough and he wants to go and address it. I don't think there's any malice in it from Mateta's side. I don't think he's sort of said, oh, I'll show you Wilf in terms of you were saying I was a poor player. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's one big misunderstanding, to be honest, and social media can sort of hype up these stories. I think we just said it. If we had them two in a room, I think they would sort of shake hands and laugh it off. It's probably everyone else stirring the pot, if you like. I don't think it's a story today. It will be gone tomorrow. I think it'll be forgotten about really quickly.